Yes, I actually want to talk about this.
Yeah, everything she just said in her video, and hearing her say it, I feel like I should have added a lot of what she said into my original video. I wish there was a way to link my original video somehow, just so people would know what I'm talking about. But I showed the post that I saw this from, and at the time I made my video, I was just so baffled at how they could so boldly claim that protection wasn't used. Like, honestly, that possibility hadn't even entered my mind until I saw that post. It was always just an assumption that they had. Because, I mean, first of all, protection was found in Conrad's drawer in season 1. Second of all, it's just like, how dare you assume that they didn't? And why are you placing that expectation solely on Conrad? Like, do you expect Belly not to ask for protection if it's not offered? Do you expect her not to stand up for herself? Because I do. And like Mackenzie said, it's just like, at that point, you're just looking for a reason to hate them. You're just weaponizing this whole experience. This whole experience that Belly was very happy with. That even though she's with Jeremiah now, she still looks fondly back on. She doesn't regret it. And I know I'm still playing, like, teams here, like Mackenzie was talking about. It's just that post that I saw that from was a very Team Jeremiah post. But, you know, even me not being Jeremiah's biggest fan, you know, if they were to sleep together, I would still expect them to use protection. Like, if it's not shown, I would assume that they had. And that has, like, nothing to do with me liking Jeremiah or not. It's just insane to me that some people want to make everything seem bad just so you cannot like it. It's so ridiculous. And I do admit, like, there's sometimes I have to check myself when it comes to, like, defending Conrad or things he's done. But I feel like at least everything I've criticized Jeremiah on is, you know, I've tried to back it up with something, like, actual stuff from the show and not just, like, made it up. And I have had videos where I question Belly's perspective, and I know not everyone agrees with that, but every time I question her perspective, it's usually on how she interprets other people's feelings, on how she thinks other people feel, and her perception of that. One thing I don't question her on is how she feels in a moment. And she was very happy with what happened, and she felt safe. I may wonder and discuss on my page how she got to her feelings, reasons she may be feeling the way she is, but I'm never going to, like, take her agency away. Like, I don't necessarily have to like that she's with Jeremiah. I understand that's her decision and that's where she wants to be for now. And I understand why she feels that way. I understand that it was her decision and want to be with Jeremiah through most of season 2. Like, I can admit that. I'm not gonna take her decisions away, no matter how I may feel about her decisions, you know, just as, like, a viewer and whatever team I'm on. I still can acknowledge that they're hers. I can still like her and be a fan of her overall, even though, you know, I don't like her boyfriend or whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and say Jeremiah, like, forced her into a relationship. Please. She was the one pursuing him most of the season. I can see that. I just truly am still baffled by this whole thing, because it's like, you want to take away Belly's decision to have sex for the first time, and her first time being with Conrad, just so you can like her again when she's with Jeremiah. You want to turn a guy you already hate, so it's easy for you to do, into a predator, just so you can like a female character when she's, like, back on your side. You know, I however people may feel about what I post on here, at least I know that I can have a nuanced opinion about a character. Like, damn. I feel like you may have just missed the entire point of my video, but I never said it wasn't Conrad's responsibility, or that it was solely Belly's. And in my original video about this a couple weeks ago, I even mentioned that there is protection in the summer house in Conrad's bedroom. So he obviously has taken that precaution before. I just was questioning why fans thought so little of her. So much so that they implied that she wouldn't even consider protection. Because while, yes, this was her first time and she is more inexperienced, she still most definitely knows what precautions to take before sex. Especially having Laurel as a mother. I mean, I knew they thought little of Conrad, but I didn't know they thought this little of Belly. It was her decision, and she was happy with her decision. So, if you're a Summer I Turned Pretty fan, I'm assuming you saw this yesterday. Chris, Sean, and David were at the Jets vs. Chiefs game, so they posted them on their social media. And because Chris Briney was the one at the game, they said Team Conrad. Mind you, if Gavin would have gone, I feel like they would have said Team Jeremiah. Because that's just how these things work. You know, if you know, you know. So, I don't know why he took this so seriously, and I'll just keep the rest of my opinions about his comment to myself. But I will say, Jeremiah being lumped in with the Cowboys makes a lot of sense. Cowboys fans love the Cowboys. Fucking diehard fans. However, if you're not a Cowboys fan, you basically despise the Cowboys. Every other NFL team shit talks the Cowboys. The Cowboys suck. And so does Jeremiah. Also, the Chiefs didn't say anything. Leave them out of it. You know, I've considered this before, and I want to post it because I want to hear other people's thoughts. First of all, Jeremiah straight up told her that he didn't want her coming on that Cabo trip. So, that right there. I love how every single Jelly fan who comments on this just conveniently ignores every single example I provided that shows how much Jeremiah is like Dawson. Like, no fucking lie, some of the things Jeremiah said were almost word for word the same. And you know what? I don't want to say that Jeremiah was worse than Dawson altogether. But I will say that Jeremiah withheld his friendship out of pettiness longer than Dawson did. Also, like I said in the video you commented on, Jeremiah always trying to make Conrad look bad in Belly's eyes, just like Dawson did with Pacey. And Dawson and Jeremiah seeing Joey and Belly as like a trophy to be won. Like when they both see the other guy has interest in Belly/Joey, they go fucking nuts. They try to scheme and put everything in their own hands instead of respecting a decision that Belly or Joey had made. And while no, I don't love that Conrad said, "Were you just trying to get my attention?" Like, he should have kept that thought to himself. But Jeremiah is absolutely the one who acts like Dawson. I don't think she's doing it purposely. Sometimes it feels like in choosing Jeremiah, she's subconsciously trying to hurt Conrad.
This video right here, please go back and watch Madison's video, and the video she's talking about too, because it's exactly that. Because why Jeremiah? Why does it have to be Jeremiah? She knows good and well. She may be a 16, 17-year-old girl, but you don't do that. That's like common sense that you don't mess around with two brothers like that. And it's one thing last season when there really hadn't been a relationship, but Conrad, she had a full-on relationship. They dated for like 6 to 8 months. They had an intimate relationship, but she goes to Jeremiah. She decides to forget about Conrad and let me move on and see if I can pursue something with Conrad's brother. Like, why? Why? It just doesn't make any sense except that subconsciously she's doing this to hurt Conrad. She has to be, because this is like the lowest of low blows. Like, to be with you, date you, have an intimate relationship, say that you're still like in love with you, and then to go do this with the brother? Like, his brother. It's subconsciously she's out to get him.